Hi there folks, Andrew here at Chatfuel. In this series of videos, we're going to be teaching you all about how to integrate Shopify, your e-commerce store, with Chatfuel. The whole goal here is to boost your sales and revenue, of course, but before I dive into all the technical details like cart abandonment, shipping notifications, and customer matching in Zapier, I want to give you a broader and bigger picture of what this whole sales funnel looks like, right? Because if we just dive into the technical side of things, it can get very in the weeds and overwhelming. So I want to provide this context and background before we do that. So what you're looking at right now is this flowchart I've created using a tool called draw.io. I highly recommend it. It's very simple, easy to use, and you can get a quick prototype going without much effort. So what we have at the top here, again, to give context, is a community announcement. So how we're promoting this campaign, which is where we're promoting a Chatfuel t-shirt that we're selling, we're going to promote it and send people to Shopify essentially from this Facebook community announcement that we're creating. So we're going to create this post promoting the t-shirt using a video saying, hey, we just released this shirt, go buy it. Instead of just directing them to a Shopify landing page, though, we're sending them to Messenger. So we're using an m.me link to a specific landing page in our bot, and we're taking them there from that Facebook community announcement. After that, once they're in the bot, we're going to send them a sizing chart, do a little bit of onboarding, hey, hello, welcome to our store, and then give them the option to choose a size of what shirt they are. This will be helpful later when we retarget those who didn't actually click through to the Shopify store, so we can provide them a very specific landing page that will already have that size pre-selected. So now here's where it gets a little bit trickier depending on what they end up doing. So in the bot, we're going to send them that landing page. If they do click through to it, which is awesome, they're progressing down the funnel, that's great. They have two options. They can either then purchase right there on the spot, and if they do that, we're then going to send them to a checkout page saying, hey, thanks for purchasing. They can then opt in to get a receipt in Messenger since we already have them tracked from Messenger to Shopify. And they can also choose if they want to opt in for shipping updates. So in other words, once that order is fulfilled on our end, then they'll get a message saying, hey, your order's on its way. Also, once they purchase, and this applies to a lot of these other places in the funnel here, you'll see there's a lot of duplicate instances of this last step and the previous one too, actually. If they purchase, we're also going to tag them in Chatfuel as a customer. We have a way of linking what they do in Shopify to Chatfuel, and so we can then effectively at the end of this campaign see, okay, what proportion of our subscribers in Chatfuel who were interested in this campaign, interested in this t-shirt, actually went through and purchased. So it's a way of tracking the success of our funnel essentially. Okay, so that's if they visit the page and purchase, pretty straightforward. We're just giving them options to get more messages and then tagging them as a customer. Now, if they visit the page and don't immediately purchase, we're going to send them a cart abandonment reminder. So if they add the product to their cart, but they don't check out after half an hour, we're going to immediately send them a 10% off discount. This will make more sense in a bit. We're using this as an incentive to get them to check the checkbox plugin, which will allow us to then send future retargeting messages. Then 60 minutes later, I misspoke, not half an hour, they will get a 10% off reminder if they still haven't purchased. And then 23 hours after they add to their cart, if they still haven't purchased, we're going to up the ante and give them 15% off if they go through with the purchase. Ideally at that point then they'll purchase. Obviously if they don't, that's just the end of the funnel. And then again, they can either opt in to receive shipping updates and the receipt, as well as we'll search for them in Chatfuel. If they exist, then we will tag them as a customer so we can see the success of this campaign. Okay, so that's if they visit the page. If they don't visit the page, remember, to give context, this is if they are going from the community, that post announcement, to the bot, they choose their size, they get the opportunity to go to that landing page on Shopify to purchase. If they don't immediately visit that page, then 30 minutes later, we're going to send them a follow-up message within Chatfuel and say, hey, here's 10% off, incentivizing them to go to that landing page on Shopify and purchase. And so now this next part is basically a carbon copy of what we just did over here. Again, if they visit the Shopify page, that's great. They can either purchase, or if they add to their cart and abandon it, we keep sending them these reminders to push them to convert. And then over here, obviously, if they don't visit the page even after we remind them, then that's basically a dead end. It's the end of the funnel, nothing happens. We can only incentivize them so much. So that's essentially the flowchart here, the funnel for this campaign. Again, your example, what you're doing with your e-commerce store will likely differ, probably by a lot, but I just want to establish the importance up front here of creating this. I'm a very visual learner, so having this to refer back to no matter what step I'm in really helps me see the bigger picture and not get lost in the weeds. So in the next video, we'll be talking specifically about this step, creating the sizing chart in Chatfuel, sending them to specific landing pages, and then doing some follow-up with those coupon codes. Stay tuned.